Bienvenidos a España. Welcome to Perez Sports Network as we get ready to go here for the Betway 160 here at the brand spanking new Bilbao Airport Circuit in the Spanish city of Bilbao. Technically, the airport is not located within the actual city limits. It's in a little city called Loic, I believe is the name of it. But still, the semantics don't matter. I'd like to welcome you here inside of Basque Country, a autonomous region of northern Spain, and a community of people that live in northeastern Spain and southwestern France. We celebrate that heritage here today with the Basque ERT, brought to you by Cabify. Well, that's the Cup race. However, this one's actually the Betway 160 here for the Truck Series, starting off with the ERT Maverik e-Truck Series. Before we get moving into our main event here for the Truck Series, let's take a look at your Hankook driver spotlight. Starting off with Michelina, who will be making a one-off truck appearance today. She wants to be able to race this racetrack in both the Trucks and the Cup Series today. She'll be getting the points in the Truck Series. Shoot, miss, kill. Please stop raping our competitors. She'll be trying to go for the win here in the Truck Series, trying to get herself warmed up for the Cup race later today for the Basque ERT. Of course, being a Truck Series champion, she's always going to be one to watch out for in that number 78 Chevy. Our next one up, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but Shoot, Miss, Kill actually had a really good qualifying run. He was on pole for most of the time. However, he has dropped down to second as Michelina was able to improve on the time that he had set. However, he should still be a really fast driver, especially coming off of a suspension from the Electric Racing Tour. He'll be trying to get back into form as he tries to chase for the Truck Series Championship. Our third and final driver here in the Hankook driver spotlight is going to be Doc, who is making a start finally for the first time in forever. That number 39 Green Day Ram is kind of a mixed bag. Not sure what we can expect from that number 39 truck. However, will definitely be interesting. Keep an eye out on that jet black 39. That being said, here from Bilbao Airport, we're going to head down to the grid for the national anthems of the United States and Spain. Starting off with the American national anthem. Please remain standing for the national anthem of Spain. Drivers, start your engines. Shut up. There is a national anthem for Spain. It just doesn't have lyrics. Oh, I see what you guys are talking about now. Yeah, there you go. I only saw Michelina's message. Anyway. Yeah, there are no lyrics to the Spanish national anthem after the Franco dictatorship, so that is definitely some fun facts, but the drivers are all ready to go as we get ready, although it's kind of a, even though we do have some Spanish colors in the grandstands here at Bilbao Airport, keep in mind the name of the cup race today is the Basque E-Prix, paying homage to the Basque country here in northern Spain. And with that being said, the drivers are all ready to go. Today's truck race will only be 40 laps, only 20 laps, meant to say. But that is still more than enough to create some fantastic racing. The cup race will be 35 laps today. That being said, though, the drivers all ready to go. Trying to break in the Bilbao Airport circuit. This track is not released to the public yet, although it will be later on after this weekend has concluded. That being said, the drivers are all ready to go. A flight from across the Atlantic. We were in Utah last week, but now we're here in Bilbao. Drivers, are you ready? Only 6 drivers on tap here today, but it still should provide some good racing. Hopefully we see a lot in the Cup Series as well. Qualifying on pole is, let's take a look at your qualifying results here. On pole, Michelina and Shoot Miss Kill round out row 1. Marcel and Marcel and one other, I forgot who's in that 6. Oh yeah, Narrows round out row 2, and then row 3 will have Impartial American and Doc rounding out the grid. The only American drivers in the grid here today. That being said, the championship battle between Marcel and Shoot Miss Kill continues to rage on, and it should be a good showing here today. We are, just a notification to the drivers, we are using the start lights here today, and I'm actually going to let Yanov do the honors there with the start lights. I think all you have to do is say start. So whenever you're ready. And the lights are on. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's lights out, and away we go from Bilbao Airport. Bilbao Aeroportora. Good Lord. Sorry. Oh, it's 4 wide through the first corner. 20 laps around the Bilbao Airport. Only takes 60 seconds to get around this racetrack, so should not be a very long race at all. But it's going to be 3 wide down the second runway. And an ass pack by Narrows Arrows. That's going to push Marcel off the racetrack as well. I'm going to give a verbal warning to Narrows for that. And as they come out through the hairpin and into the final couple of corners, and this last corner somewhat reminds me of Bahrain a little bit. But they will complete the first lap, aside from the idiocy from Narrows, without much issue. And that will come down to complete lap number 1 here in the Betway 160. Into the first corner, Marcel with a pack to the back of Impartial. Very inconsequential, though. Didn't really mess up the 23 too much, although the 26 will be taking some advantage here. This is going to go take them side by side down the main runway. And the joys of racing on an airport. This is going to be a pretty good draft fest here today, unless people mess up in the corners. And now this is the most technical part of the track, and it does allow some passing for sure, using up a lot of that momentum that you gained on the runway. Narrows Arrows and Michelina are battling each other here. I believe these two are teammates for today. And look who's into the lead. It's Shoot Miss Kill, trying to regain ground in the championship after serving a suspension last week, after accumulating a 2 out of 3 following being on probation. He is on probation today, but winning will cure all ailments in that regard. He is doing fantastic here at Bilbao Airport, and I believe he'll probably be showing up for the Cup race later tonight as well. Oh dear God, we got a wreck. Narrows. Shoot Miss Kill. You remember what you said in the general chat yesterday? about flipping at this racetrack. Will Shoot Miss Kill just prove that it's, or sorry, Narrows just prove that it's possible. First caution of the day, and so no, something's wrong with Narrows. I think Narrows disconnected. Something happened there with that number 16. We're going to keep an eye out on general chat to see. Can't race. My internet decided to kill itself. Yeah, clearly. So just like that, we are now down to 5 drivers. That is not good. So Narrows was fighting for the lead there, honestly. They came across the line 3rd on that last lap, but unfortunately, it will not bear much fruit, as that is going to conclude the first 3 laps of this race. Again, not a very long racetrack at all for a road course. It's about the same distance as Sonoma in some ways. Pit road will be closed. And Impartial is actually reporting Marcel sending, and we did get that first send on the 26th. We're gonna have to keep an eye on him in the upcoming race here. But with that being said, the drivers are all ready to go here, hopefully. We're now down to 5 drivers. Narrows, unfortunately, the internet is just too much to bear, so they will not finish this race. So with that being said, Shoot Miss Kill, currently your leader, followed by Michelina, and in 3rd place is Marcel. So let's just... lap 4 out of 20 here in this race. Shoot might not hear you. I don't know if he fixed it. He had it. I know he had issues. He said that in general chat. I kind of had my suspicion that that's what that was, so that's why I didn't really say much. But the flip is what brought out the yellow. So their drivers are all ready. Countdown will begin. 3, 2, 1. Green flag back in the air here in Bilbao. Oh, I gotta change laps. And we are a quarter of the way through this race as the 17 loses control. Probably not through much fault of his own, but now he'll try to regain some of that as they head into the 2nd runway here. Down into runways 28 and 10. Shoot Miss Kill trying to outbrake his Ram teammate there on the inside. Unfortunately, he had a clean corner there for the most part, but Marcel shut the door on him. And now look at Doc as he's going to try to go down the inside. And Shoot Miss Kill technically corner cut there, but didn't get a limiter, so I think he's probably going to get ass-packed by Marcel here on that first corner anyway. And again, this is a drafter's wet dream here. If you know how to race Talladega, chances are you'll be able to do just fine here. However, to be fair, it's not having a very big Talladega effect. You know, you look at Baku, just because Baku has the longest straight in Formula One doesn't mean that it's Talladega every time they go to Azerbaijan. But in fact, I'd argue it's anything but still, it does create a good chance. It does get a bit of a it does set you up pretty well coming into this technical section. It does kind of remind you of Montreal a little bit. That's what it reminds me of, is this little hairpin reminds me of Montreal. And into the hairpin, Shoot Miss Kill has made up a good amount of time. He's currently in behind Michelina. He's got some really good pace leading onto the main runway. And he's going to try to go around the outside. Some of the cleanest racing we've seen from Shoot Miss Kill, but he's still being aggressive enough to where he can challenge for a spot. Down the main runway, or not, this is like the main taxiway, if anything. And now it tries to go around the inside. Michelina trying to push him out of the way. And he's going to get the advantage going onto the runway. No fans here for the truck race. I am going to put fans in the stands for the cup race, though. Coming into the hard braking zone. Shoot, miss, kill. Coming in through the... I don't even know if you call that a chicane, but into the little halfway bus stop into Montreal. Here they go again. Tries to go on the inside. It's Michelina. Marcel. I almost said Marcelina. Good Lord. Marcel is also trying to challenge for that first place spot. Shoot, miss, kill. Sends the 78. And I think she's got the limiter. She does. I think Shoot, miss, kill does as well. Well, he did for a little bit. And that's going to rocket Marcel to the lead. Something's wrong with Shoot, miss, kill. Big crash. Caution is out. Technically 3 cars involved there. Race back to the line. That was not the race back. Race back to the line. So Michelina and Marcel will have an opportunity here as they come down the runway. And once they cross the line, we will be halfway through this race. And I think making this only a 20-lap race was a mistake, because this is definitely I mean, this is a fun racetrack. I was really worried that it was going to be a really bad racetrack with these long straights, but because I've seen enough Herman Tilke racetracks in my lifetime to know that it doesn't always result in a very good racing product. But here we go. Even with 5 cars, and I think Yanov could probably back me up on this. I think this is probably a better truck race than the Utah round last week. And they'll come up across the line, and crossing it first will be Michelina, followed by Marcel. And I believe we're probably going to see Doc cross third, and we will. Pit road is open. Wait, who's TD? Oh, yeah, TD Mulvey. He's in the Cup Series. By the way, we will be watching full sends on this upcoming restart. So the second caution of the day, out for a three truck accident. To be fair, considering it could have probably been a lot worse. All right, countdown will begin here in 3, 2, 1, and the countdown broke. Right now, Michelina currently leads your Ionity fastest lap with a 1:01 flat. All right, Impartial, we'll keep an eye on it. And so these guys are going to get 4 fresh hand-cooked tires and a recharge, courtesy of Ionity, the official EV charger of the Electric Racing Tour. And I'm going to say that's going to be to the back for Shoot, Miss, Kill. What the heck is wrong with Doc? I think he might have gotten sent into the... Yeah, I know. Impartial went before the green light, so he will be to the back. Oh, wait, no. Impartial did, too? I know Shoot, Miss, Kill did. Okay, well, So both of y'all will be to the back. Since Impartial got the call second, he will be like at the very, very back. So Shoot, Miss, Kill will line up 4th. And that will also result in a 1 out of 3 for the 2 of them there. We don't really get pit jumps very often, and let alone get 2 of them in the same pit stop. And so with that, we still are up to 5 drivers here in this truck race. You're watching the Betway 160 on Perez Sports Network, the best sports on the best network. The Cabify Basque E-Prix coming up later on today. The Cup Series will take on the Bilbao Airport, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, the airport circuit, not nearly as cancerous as I thought, with this very thin front stretch. Even though some of y'all are still trying to send it 4 wide, but you know, can't fix stupid. So the countdown will begin here in 3, 2, 1. Green flag back in the air in Bilbao. And look at Doc. Oh, he's gonna get hooked there by the 26. He had a fantastic corner up until the exit. And look who's gonna rock it in the first place. It's Michelina. And then after that, you got Impartial in second. Then in third place looks to be Shoot Miss Kill. Shoot Miss Kill goes around the outside. Doesn't send Impartial there, but it came very close. We got contact. Doc and Marcel. And I guess I can't really blame Impartial for almost sending it there. He's been sent all day, but... Oh, contact. There's a wheel hop there on the 23. The front of his truck went up. And they'll get through this first green flag lap without issue. Lap number 13 here in Bilbao. So that will mean about 8 laps to go. A very long front stretch. Not as long as the Baku front stretch, but still a pretty long section of the racetrack, as it does span the entire length of this runway here. But Impartial looking up into third place, looking for his best result of the season. We know that in the Discord chat, he was very confident about his chances in this race. And honestly, I can definitely see why. He's doing well so far, but here comes Marcel looking for that final podium position. And the 23 is going to stick to that inside. Also got a battle there between Shoot Miss Kill and Michelina. All of that brewing on the runway. Speaking of runway, they're going to hop back on temporarily, and now they'll move into this little taxiway here. I'd venture to say about 40% of this track is taxiway. And Michelina leads the lap so far, but Shoot Miss Kill had a little bit of draft there. Imagine if we had side draft in these trucks. We might have to try to get that figured out later on in the year, especially if we want to come back to Bilbao next year. Shoot Miss Kill uses the line there. Technically that is legal, although I do not recommend it. That is a bit of a flaw in the track design, I will admit. But that's all right, because Michelina is going to make use of it coming down into this first 90-degree corner. Into the chicane she goes. This is going to be a big one here. Contact there between the two drivers, the 17 and the 78. There was also contact there between Impartial and Marcel. We're trying to keep tabs on that battle for third as that starts to brew as well. 7 laps to go here in the Betway 160 from Bilbao Airport. And the 78. I'm going to give a 1 out of 3 for that. I think that's 78. Yes, it is. And I'm sorry, Yanov, if you don't really agree with that, but I just thought that was... I feel like that could have been avoided. And Shoot Miss Kill, usually the one doing the sending, but that time he was the victim. Not very often is a wreck that he's involved in not his fault. But that one definitely was a case. With the 17, he's going to try to get some revenge. He's got to deal with Marcel. And... you know, the thing is, Michelina right now is breaking up the Ram dominance here, because we're taking a look at these, you know, these bin house Rams. And now I know Shoot Miss Kill's not with bin house, but still, you got to appreciate you really have to appreciate the dominance here by these Mopar, you know, by these Mopar engines. Shoot Miss Kill moves into second place. He got by Marcel. I think it's very fitting we got a Fox ticker, because we got Fox coverage right now. 5 laps to go here in Bilbao. It's starting to get a little bit more spread out here, so maybe it is Baku. Now into the inside, Marcel looking for second place. He's got Shoot Miss Kill. And onto the main runway. Shoot Miss Kill actually, I think, has the draft of Michelina. So she could be under threat here now that Shoot Miss Kill does not have to race that 29 or that 26 truck coming into the chicane. Uses the runoff. And he's actually, this is the first time ever that we've actually seen like Shoot Miss Kill hands down be one of the fastest trucks. If not, I would actually argue the fastest truck out there. Even though Michelin, I think, still has your Ionity fastest lap, I still think that 17 has been bad fast all day. This could be his best chance to win this season. And we didn't get to see him showcase his talents at Utah, unfortunately. However, he's got a chance now. He's in revenge mode right now. He's trying to rehabilitate both his place in the standings, but also his reputation. So he's trying to get everything, to line up here properly. He's got a couple of laps. He's running out of time, though. Approximately 4 minutes left in this race, unless we see a caution. Impartial and Doc are battling in the back here. This is the battle for 4th place, although it is a little bit more spread out. Now here comes a big chance here. Shoot, miss, kill. Out of the chicane, looking into the hairpin. Down into the Euskadi hairpin. Down into the left side, goes in through that left-hander, and now he's got a couple of these corners right here to navigate. Out through Bahrain. Got into the wall a little bit. They both got in the wall, but I think Shoot, miss, kill got the worst of it. And he's going to have that toe coming back down into the main taxiway. 3 laps to go here in Bilbao. Just a taster of what's to come in the Cup race later this afternoon. Down the inside, Shoot, miss, kill. Gets a little bit squirrely off entering the runway. And now into the small aircraft runway here, I believe this is. They're going to come back down into the chicane. 17's got him. He's going to use it. 4 tires went off the concrete there, but he's going to try to make a lunge down into the Euskadi hairpin. Oh, he's got the lead for now. Down the outside, gets into the grass. Michelina pushes him into the grass. And keeps 2 tires on the racing surface. And also bad news for the 17 and 78. They're going to get a penalty. I'm just joking, but it's even worse than that. Marcel is right there behind him. I'd say that's worse than a penalty, because now he has a chance to come in and swoop this race at the last second with these 2 battling for the lead. This is going to be a very big race to the finish here. Contact between the 17 and the 78. That's going to give leeway for Marcel to try to get up there. The 3-way battle for the lead here. 2 laps to go here in Bilbao. 17 going to try and make a lunge into the chicane, leading up into the Euskadi hairpin. This is going to be a big one. They both, one of them got the limiter. Shoot, miss, kill, chokes it. He still has a chance, though. Marcel could race Michelina aggressively. That 17 is not out of this race yet. Marcel trying to set up for the pass here in the final corner. Does Michelina have the pace? She hits the tire barrier. That's going to give him a tow here down the front straightaway. 1 lap to go, presented by Hankook. One more time around here at the Bilbao Airport. And what a debut race for this racetrack. Down the outside, Marcel. Into the first corner. Contact. What has he got? This is your FedEx onboard camera. Trying to chase her down. He's got the tow coming down the runways. Looking into the chicane. Into the heavy braking zone. He's going to have a chance. He's going to go outside. Sends Michelina. Here comes Shoot, miss, kill. Into the Euskadi hairpin for the final time. That's really their biggest passing opportunity, is into the Euskadi hairpin. Oh my dear God. And Marcel gets bumped out of the way. Into the final corner for the final time. Marcel sends the 17. He just ruined both of their races. And Michelina is going to come down and win the inaugural race here in Bilbao. Mats Dombrovski. And Impartial saying that he got full set again. What a finish, though. Nothing better. Shoot, miss, kill, left. Or no, he didn't leave. I'm sorry. But he did jump out of his truck shortly after crossing the line. That's what made me think he left. But we're going to take a picture of the finishing order here. And Michelina picks up a win here in the Truck Series. Obviously, she will not get the points for it, unfortunately. But speaking of points, let's take a look at your Ionity fastest lap here for the Betway 160. And good news to Shoot Miss Kill. I said he was the fastest truck and everything, but the timing sheet, well, that changed. Shoot Miss Kill is going to get the 5 bonus points for your Ionity fastest lap. So there is something positive to come out of that. But as always, like to remind you that this victory is fueled by the same ones who fuel you. Victory's First Stop is presented by Maverik, Adventure's First Stop. And it is Michelina. There is no victory lane, so you'll just have to line up in front of the checker, or like the little stripe there. But if you want to do a burnout, now's your chance. But what a race. What a taster of what we're going to get in the Cup Series later today. As Michelina returns to the Truck Series and gets herself a win. Hopefully she can do the same in the Cup Series. She's been lacking pace in the Cup Series by her standards anyway. She's still in overdrive contention, but just by her standard, considering how she's dominated the Truck Series last season, she was hoping to come into the Cup Series and get something out of it. But right now, she can enjoy this victory as she wins. She's going to make history again. How many times has she made ERT history? She's also made history as the first ever winner at the Bilbao Airport circuit ever, like in row racing ever. So at a new racetrack, and just a lot to come for the Cup race later today. That's going to kick off at about 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll have your pre-race show ready to go with the Hankook driver spotlight, as well as your national anthems as well. That's all coming up at about 5 o'clock. And Michelina, I think right there should do the trick, as long as you line up there along where the text is. That will probably be good for the camera. Yep, there we go. That's good. And she wins at Bilbao Airport, steps out of her truck, and she is going to be able to be known as the first ever winner at the Bilbao Airport. And here we go. That Hoyoverse Chevrolet finds itself in, well, not really victory lane, but you know what I mean. Picture will be taken here in 3, 2, 1. Picture. And she gets it done here in Europe, here in northern Spain, sunny Spain. And it was let's just say that number 78 was En Fuego today here in Bilbao. Unfortunately, Shoot Miss Kill, I feel like just another one that got away from him. He has, at least this time, he can take solace knowing he didn't run out of fuel this time, but it still stings to lose the lead, or to lose a race like that. But Michelina had the better truck toward the end there, and I feel like she probably would have held on there. And I question Marcel's motives as well, because that was kind of a chicken shit move, to be completely honest. I feel like that's just my opinion. Take that way as you will, but don't think any penalties will result from it, though. It wasn't incredibly egregious. It's just, I actually, for the first time in my life, I feel bad for Shoot Miss Kill. Like, that should have been his race. And if he shows up to the Cup race today, I think he'll still be competitive. He knows what it takes to get it done on this racetrack. Unfortunately, he has to deal with Michelina and Marcel again. Also, shout outs today to Impartial and Doc. I know Impartial didn't have really the cleanest race today. Unfortunately, he got kind of bounced around a little bit, but still had a really good race today. That number 23 Ram was fast, and we're hoping to see him in the truck races, or in the Cup race as well, driving that number 27 for Wind River Racing. Should be a good day, though, today in the Cup Series. That's all coming up at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Mountain Time, and 2 p.m. Pacific Time. And then I also think like 11 a.m. Hawaii time as well. With that being said, that's going to conclude our coverage of the Maverik E-Truck Series from Bilbao, here in Basque Country, from the Bilbao Airport. And we saw some stars take flight here today in sunny northern Spain, here in Basque Country. But that's going to get it done here today for the Truck Series. Cup Series coming up today at 5 p.m. for the inaugural Cabify Basque E-Prix from Bilbao Airport Circuit. Of course, your officials today, Nick the Rabbit and Yanov as well. So thank you, Yanov, again for your services today. And hopefully you do well for me in the Cup race today. But anyway, That's going to do it here for the final time. Until next time, and you know there will be a next time, have a good one. Michelina wins here in